Yeah, she did pretty good, guys. Like,
I just keep thinking of all the great points that I made, and I'm like, fuck.
Like the winds of time, they've passed by.
He's only happy because it was mostly me making super great points on the last one.
Yeah.
That's why, because I've been watching the shit out of a lot of different things, and I'm like, so now and I'm like, fuck. Like, I had it all right there.
Well,
it was right there.
Oh, yeah.
Just believe in humankind, people. Just know that humankind. I'm having a hard time.
Believe in everyone, robots included. Okay, don't discriminate against robots. They are soon to be our overlords.
Fuck. You know what? You know how I said that I didn't want to be a robot? Well,
you thinking about it?
Everybody else is already.
Also
so
true.
I'm wondering if just that way I finally fit in somewhere, maybe I can. Like, because clearly I'm not going to fit in anytime soon.
I think you make a great robot. It'd be very positive. I think they should model like the certain robots, like care robots, after you. So you're like bubbly and nice and positive, and then they can model prison guard robots off of my. Just looking at people. I don't know.
But I would seriously assassinate somebody if need be. I'm just saying, like, I definitely think that we should be positive about it.
If you buy the crystal robot, she's very nice and bubbly, but she'll also shiv ya if you get a little out of line. It's a little ta-ta, you know?
Fuck, I wish that was the first time that's come up.
Oh my god, we're 18 minutes in and we're already going on this, eh? Holy shit. It's gonna be a good day, people. It's gonna be a good day. You know, the funny thing is...
This was our start.
Yeah, we're restarting. We took I believe the term is the mulligan. We took a mulligan, we do it again, we pretend the other one, it never happened. It's no problem, okay? You go, you take it one more try.
No problem.
No, well, you know what the funny thing is? People would... I remember when I worked at the bank, people would be like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, hey, man, as long as I wake up, I'm halfway to a good day. And I do believe that, is that, like... Listen, I'll be honest with you. I'm a very large person, and while I don't have a lot of health issues, like, anything could kill me, right? Like, that's just life. You could wake up in the morning, or you could not. So, if you wake up in the morning, you're halfway to a good day. The rest is it's up to you. And that's one of the things we covered was how it's like a lot of times, and we went back and forth about this, was that I do not believe, when someone sends me something, I want to know all the nuts and bolts about it. And that's not to gossip. I just like to know everything. That's my process. I try and be knowledgeable, and I get into the thick of it. Now, Crystal was of the opinion, and you're obviously going to comment on this. She's already looking at me going like, okay. Trying to make this face.
Because he just said it again.
Okay. What she say? Damn right I said it again. I'm going to say it again. So.
Because it's questioning somebody's output. It's like, so nobody can have an output without people dissecting it.
That's not what I'm saying.
And then they dissect it based on their personal perception, their personal opinion. And, you know, instead of that's not like just what's the topic.
But that's not what I'm saying, right? I'm not saying, well, who said that? What did they do? What was their intent? That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is I'll ask for details.
I want to know the root of it.
I want to know. Yeah, I want to know where it's coming from. Who's it? Right? That's why for me. That's someone where I've been sent information that was completely false, and I'm saying going, oh, that's really cool, and thinking that it was real, and like a jackass, right? Now, what I mean is not to gossip about it or speculate or anything like that. My intent is to find out the underlying accuracy of the information I'm being told. Whereas Crystal is of the opinion that you should just accept what somebody is saying. Now, I think those are two valid points. She just said, doesn't matter who says it, you should just agree.
There's no accepting or denying.
She said you should just take whatever people say.
No accepting or denying. It's just good, the topic.
Fuck that.
Learn about
Crystal just said you should listen to whatever she says, and she should be the queen of the world. That's what she said. She said she should rule, and we should be happy that she's our ruler.
Not at all. Oh my God. I don't think we should have it. I think that's the problem. Everybody wants to be at the front of the, at the herd, just to be heard. Like I said before, that was a good point too, was the herd point.
Yeah.
Because I was like, everybody wants to be heard. Everybody wants to be expressed. Everybody wants to be acknowledged. Their opinion matters. Their opinion matters. Great. Okay, but what makes you any different to be heard than everybody else? Why do we have to separate all these different groups? We have all this different stigmatism, all these different expectations, all these different... It's just so much pressure in the world, and it's just to fit in.
See, the interesting...
And it's like everybody wants to be...
So...
and they don't accept the big picture. They just want to look at what they think they know, what they got told in textbooks, what they learned from they were preached by them by their parents or their parents. You know what I mean? Everybody just wants what they think they know. Everything that you think you know, think the complete opposite. You're not an expert in anything. You're only an expert on your perception on one topic.
Right.
On a certain thing. That's your perception on it. That doesn't make you an expert on it. Because there's no right answer.
I find it hilarious that we're actually... So, at the core principle of things, we actually have the same opinion. But the way we're delivering it is so opposed that it looks like we're arguing when we're not, right? We have a different mindset and a different process. This is specifically what I'm talking about. Is I've asked her multiple times, okay, explain to me, and now I realize, we actually have the exact same fucking opinion, but we're not communicating it well to each other, and that's what's happening. And this is an indicative problem of what's happening across the world, and this is my point, whereas her point is not. It's very different. Now, what she's saying, and you correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't want to put words into your mouth there, Queen Crystal, okay? But
what's your perception of what I'm saying?
Is that everyone has the right to express themselves, and we don't have to, in turn, criticize and analyze and rip them apart and you. We can just accept what their opinion is and move on.
Don't try to understand it. Okay. It's like there's no answers. Like, we don't know. They probably don't even know. I don't know what the fuck I'm like. Nobody knows. Like, we only use fucking 7% of our brains, 10% of
that's not true.
Clearly,
it's not true. But
we're
gonna have a different show on that one. Okay. Now, the whole point. This is what I'm saying is that I'm of the different opinion where that we should not try and persecute or attack people for what they say, but we should take the time to figure out what it is they're saying and why they're saying it, not from our perspective. What are they trying to communicate? And there's an underlying issue with that, and this goes back to some authors who have described that it doesn't matter what you're saying, it's what media you say it with and how it's delivered and all that kind of stuff, which I say fuck you, because after all is said and done, if I cannot enunciate and my intent with my words, I can't explain what I'm feeling accurately, what other thing will you accept than that number one, that I'm not communicating my idea properly, that you may get a different idea. And that may not be what I was intending to share. And that's why.
Yeah, but that's properly to who? Like, it could be not properly, like, there's different... That's so.
I don't think so.
It's so wrong because it is because
why?
There's different. That's properly to who, not to whose circumstances. Like who's the one that says that's proper? Who? Because you might think it's proper, or who says it is proper?
I am your Lord and Savior of what is proper.
Improper.
His Majesty
if you don't
the
communicate
plumpness.
Properly, that means that you're wrong. If you can't put your words together according to a thesaurus, that means that you're wrong. If your grammar, your punctuality isn't placed in the right place, that means that it's wrong.
That's not what
if
I'm
you
saying.
don't put your comma in the right place, somebody's not going to understand what you're saying. Therefore, they're not going to respect what you're delivering.
True.
So what you're delivering is bullshit.
True.
So true.
Absolutely.
So
That's
true.
damn right.
And every textbook will tell you that, ladies and gentlemen.
No, it won't.
Don't forget to pay attention to your
Not one textbook will tell you that. That's my point.
For me.
See?
Oh no, they all generally do. Because all the information that we're